wale tutashindana nao, including my brother who was here. He was deputy president for 2 years. 2 years, deputy president. He will tell us also, as deputy president, what he did for all the counties of Kenya, including Tharaka Nithi.
I know most of you have been shocked by what Kindiki is able to do and say. Now, first of all, remember that Kithure Kindiki became the deputy president after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So people expected, obviously, that between the two people, there could be serious antagonism, particularly even for the scramble for the mountain region. Now, after Kithure Kindiki had been appointed, people say that he's going to be a yes sir person. It is true, that's what is expected of being a deputy president in the Republic of Kenya. So what happened is that Kithure Kindiki went into work. People say that he's now at work. Later on, there were rumors that there's a problem between Kindiki and, of course, the president after someone had slapped him, which could be true or false. But the fact is that Kithure Kindiki was so quiet to an extent that probably the aide of President William Ruto, that is Faruki Bet, was very uncomfortable. That why is it that we elect you to go in the mountain to President William Ruto and see what you are doing? So definitely this is what was happening. Kithure Kindiki was expected to counter the mountain, and countering the mountain, basically it was not easy, because considering the things that were happening, abductions, Gachagua on the ground, it was not easy. Kithure Kindiki went quiet, concentrated on doing some one or two things, visiting some parts of the region. Actually went to coast, went to western, he went to various parts, including I think eastern region. So Kithure Kindiki doing such kind of visits was simply to outshine Rigathi Gachagua on the basis that, as he was talking of Mlima, him is talking of now, is now a national figure. He was basically trying to prove that, which was a tick for him. However, as far as countering the mountain politics was concerned, most of the government leaders, including aides to President William Ruto, were uncomfortable. Now, Kithure Kindiki, later on, there were rumors there was a problem. However, after all those rumors were there, Kithure Kindiki came out and said he has been on holiday and is coming back. Upon coming back, despite accompanying President William Ruto to various parts of this country, Kithure Kindiki got back to work. What do I mean by that? He's now moving across the country, but most importantly, he's holding meetings at a place called the Karen Residence, where he's addressing people from various parts of the country. Now, recently, he had leaders from Morango who failed to turn up, because I think they came about 4 or 5, and he also called for leaders from Embu. Now he has leaders from Tharaka, which Tharaka Nithi, that was very okay. Now, he's trying to solidify the mountain and speak to various leaders so that he could be able to take over the grassroots, because as we speak right now, the grassroots or the ground is not friendly to the president, and everyone knows that. That's why we've not seen President William Ruto going back to the mountain again. Probably if President William Ruto makes another journey, to be also to test waters and see is the effect of are the efforts of Kithure Kindiki being effective on the ground. Probably that's what is going to confirm. But the fact remains that Kithure Kindiki now is at work. Now, all those meetings have been significant, but today I want to talk about one simple meeting that Kithure Kindiki combined all other leaders that were there with Eugene Wamalwa launching of the party and attacked them kijumla. All together. So today, he was really sharp on what he was saying. And actually, I personally got surprised that, okay, this is Kindiki being able to speak this way. Because most of us considered him to be calm, a yes person who could be able to retaliate and could just let Rigathi Gachagua do his things. Others thought he was a gentleman, probably could not engage himself in some of these wars here and there. So therefore, Kithure Kindiki, to be honest, it was a surprise to most of us as a country, as analysts, including me, that, okay, Kithure Kindiki is this tough. So he came up on the ground and he told Rigathi Gachagua institution. First of all, as Rigathi Gachagua takes other informations, particularly what's happening in government, to counter the government, Kithure Kindiki has come with a different, very dangerous approach that is going to use against Rigathi Gachagua and all other leaders. This is the issue to do with the track record. Kithure Kindiki is posing a simple question to every leader who is criticizing the government. He started with Kalonzo Musyoka. He said that you were the vice president of Kenya for some time. What did you do? I'm going to do an extensive video on that, on how we're going to look at Kalonzo Musyoka and his possibility to counter President William Ruto. He went to people like Eugene Wamalwa. You were minister in this country. What did you do? He went to people like, now he came to the main man, that is Rigathi Gachagua. He said that my brother, you were a deputy president for 2 years. It's high time for you to show people what you did. That is a very dangerous ground that is taken, because probably it might destroy Rigathi Gachagua completely. Because how do you come back in such kind of a thing, especially when you didn't perform? Now, however, we all know that Rigathi Gachagua knows how to come back, and probably we are going to see how he's going to revive himself from this kind of heat from President William Ruto's deputy, that is Kithure Kindiki. Because let's remember that when William Ruto took power, Rigathi Gachagua was assigned some jobs. I'm not so sure whether he did them, but he claims that he did one or two things which, of course, were being sabotaged by the government itself, including the issue to do with fighting alcohol, but of which it was not one of the things that he was given. The issue that was there, he was told he was supposed to be actually to be in charge of coffee, milk, and tea within the Mountain region and the entire country, but we didn't see any serious reforms that were happening there. Instead, the farmers that were there were left with the same problems, just like it was before him. So therefore, it didn't do much as we expected as a country. It did not create anything good that is going to show the people of Kenya that, excuse me, when I was in the docket of this and that, as a deputy president, this is what I delivered for the people of Kenya. So that is a very dangerous ground that Kithure Kindiki has taken him. And if Rigathi Gachagua allows it to go there, probably it's not going to be easy as they think. Another thing Kithure Kindiki did, it is that is to show that Rigathi Gachagua is bringing some bad leadership to the people of the mountain. Probably it might be bought by a few leaders there and there, but the fact remains that people want this rough. Everybody has experienced President William Ruto's governance. Most of the things that are happening right now, housing levy, SHA, they are really affecting people negatively. And as a result, it's not easy to counter Rigathi Gachagua with that. However, I feel strongly that things like bullying, things like attack on leaders, that one might be a certain issue that can be able to be used against Rigathi Gachagua. However, Rigathi Gachagua has not organized so far any form of attacks on government people, but instead he has told people to sing and relax. Another thing I want to say is that the only thing I've witnessed is booing and people shouting at the president and the other leaders. The fact remains that at Embu, it happened. I don't think Rigathi Gachagua mobilized people to go there. Those were simply more people who were in church members who basically didn't believe in President William Ruto's words, because we all know what William Ruto was doing. And actually, if you check, that was just after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So definitely the ground must have to be very hostile. Now it's going to be a serious comeback we expect from Rigathi Gachagua. But the fact remains now, they have all drawn lines and they have put slightly what is going to happen as far as their leadership is concerned. Another thing that I imagined maybe probably that's going to happen seriously, it is the serious battle that is coming on in 2026, because I'm saying 2026 because Kithure Kindiki said in 1 year I'm going to give an account of what I've done. So probably this is the only year they have to work. The coming year of 2026, 2027 to be serious campaigns, and that's the time they're going to answer each other seriously. So from what I learned from Kithure Kindiki, it's going to not be easy for Rigathi Gachagua in that they're going to counter each other on every aspect they're going to bring. But of course, Kindiki is taking him to the side of delivery, and Gachagua, of course, is taking him to the side of loyalty to the people of Mount Kenya. So I don't know what's your take as far as this is concerned, but do you think that Kithure Kindiki is going to manage Rigathi Gachagua? Because as we speak today, Rigathi Gachagua is planning to launch his party come this end of this month or beginning of February, probably the time that they are going to announce with his team. And if it does so, that's not going to be easy. Now, however, Kithure Kindiki also noted one simple thing. People are talking about the deputy president after having now him not considered as one of the potential ones that Rigathi Gachagua is going to endorse. And as a result, what we saw there is that Kithure Kindiki is trying to prove himself to be present. And actually, he was acting very mature, very professional, and that was really scary to what Rigathi Gachagua was doing. I don't know what's your take on this war between Rigathi Gachagua and, of course, Kithure Kindiki. Let me see it on the comment section as we engage on this channel. My name is Abel Mukwa. See you next time.